Hi guys, Matt from the Big River here. Got another order of fish this week. Got a couple orders actually. Let's get right into it and see what we got. First thing out of the box, we have some rainbow sharks. Remember, those guys do get a little bigger than you might expect. Not really a great member of your easygoing community tank, but for a semi-aggressive to aggressive tank, they will do well. Speaking of which, here is a blood parrot cichlid. Got a whole bunch of these guys. Should have 6 of them. Blood parrots will get 6 inches or so. On the other end of the scale, we have celestial pearl danios, also called a galaxy rasbora. One of the best choices for a nano tank. The little spots on them make them awfully pretty. Got a couple of these guys this week. Black ghost knife. Remember, they get 14 inches, so they're going to be a pretty good sized fish. Can do them in with a semi-aggressive tank, though. They do okay. Here are assassin snails. Little ninjas themselves are great at getting rid of unwanted pest snails as long as they're hungry. Got to make sure they're hungry. Double order on these. These are half moon koi female bettas. Every time we get these guys, we sell out of them quick. So I doubled up because they're not always available. Hoplo cats. These are a different version than we got last week. Sold those ones. These are the marbled ones. Thoracata, whoever's watching scientific names there, as opposed to the tail bars we got last week. Here's something we have never had at the store. This is a blackberry silver dollar. Itty bitty guys. They will get large like your red hooks. Very, very cool silver dollar type. Not quite a piranha, not quite a pacu. They are a silver dollar. Here is flame dwarf gummies, available again nowadays, which is awesome as long as they continue to be available. And peppered cories, the restock on those guys. Just sold out of those last week. One box down, we got about 5 to go here. Let's get right into it. Alrighty, next up is a big bag of silver dollars. I kind of let that get beat up a bit. These are an unknown species from Colombia, a Myelopus species, which is the same species as the blackberries. They are not a blackberry. We did get in a batch of those and sold them out, so we doubled up and got some more as long as they're available. Here's a common otto. Got to have those for your planted tank. Those unknown species will become a known species if they keep being popular, I guess. Come out a long nose on them. Very interesting. Bunch of bettas on this week's order. I'm not going to go through each of them, but there are some real beauts. Sneak peek. Oh yeah. All you see is a tag. Haha. Yeah, and some more. All right, next up is dwarf anchor catfish. Or we call them anchor moths usually. Itty bitty nano catfish. Wide pectorals on them make them look like an anchor. Here's itty bitty gold blue-eyed neon tetras. These are the albino neons, but they got a nice bright blue eye on them. Very pretty. And a baby monster, this one. This is Crinchilia species Jingo, also called orange pike. We've had this one other time. Brought in that guy. Not a rainbow, but it's a really fun version of a pike. Remember, pikes are incredibly aggressive. Exclamation point rasbora. They're part of the micro rasbora group, or Boraris. This is Europhathalamoides. Ooh, wow, that is some butchering of the Latin. But they have the stripe and a spot, so make them look like they have an exclamation point. Nano fish. There's that other black ghost knife I promised you, and another blood parrot. So I told you there would be 6. There's 2. Everybody's counting along at home. They can help me keep track, make sure we didn't get DNR'd. That's not a country that's did not receive. Next up, we have another bag that looks a little messy, but it looks like the fish did fine. Those are rope fish. Nice big ones this time. Rope fish get about 2 feet, about as big around as a small broom handle. Very fun little fish. Here are some more female bettas. These are the half moon candy females. Candies have that pink color to them along with the koi spots, so very, very cool. Got a big bunch of those. And another parrot, so there's 3. Oh, and 4. Keep counting. Here's some more of the male bettas. Got a nice batch of male bettas this week. Not a couple of the ones I asked for. That's a different type of female betta. I don't think I've ever had these before. These are double-tailed half-moon female bettas. And indeed, they have double tails, and they're females, so very cool. And there's number 5. Let's see, we got number 6 here, so we can be done with that. There it is, number 6. Got all 6 of those guys. And next up is some Cory cats. Replacement on some Cory cats. We had a batch that didn't do all that great, so we got another group of panda Corys. And squiggly little worms. These are silver coolie loaches. Silver coolie loaches. Look more like a different kind of loach, actually, than your average coolie loach. It can actually get pretty long, 4 or 5 inches maybe even, but nice and slender and wiggly snake-like, so very fun. Zebra Daniels, your regular old stripy zebras. Gotta love them for semi-nippy, chasey community tank. They're a great choice. That's that box. Let's see if I can pick this box up higher so I don't have to bend over quite so far. Oh, just move my whole set. There we go. Go into the dark spot here. I don't have good light over us, but I'll hold them into the light so you can see them. Next is, oh, somebody asked me if we could get these. I'm like, yeah, as a matter of fact, I can. These are the 8-banded false barb, or Eremoideus octozona. 8-banded barb, they'll call that too, most of the times. Very fun little fish, kind of glass looking. Powder blue dwarf growly males, got some females in there as well, so let's take a look for those. And sure enough, there they are. There are our females. Cameraman's getting creative. He brought us some light, so maybe you can see them better. Love that. Here's some Pictus cats. One of these days I'll get my ring light out again. Pictus cats, spotted or otherwise, are very popular little fish. Get plus 6 inches, so they're bigger than your community tank will allow. Here are some very nicely colored Bosemani rainbows. All 6 of them in there? Yep, sure enough. Looks like it might be almost all males. Very beautiful. Bright orange tails on those Bosemani rainbows. Next is some more neon tetras. These are the diamond head variety. So instead of the golds, which are an albino, these ones have a specialized stripe right around their eye that make them look bright blue flashy. Another type of coolie loach, your more expected type, that's your regular old banded coolie. Believe it or not, there's several different species of banded coolie. Those are the Simisocial. All right, here we go again. Simicinsta. C-I-N-C-T-A. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Cinstia. Here is albino Aeneas. Those are your quintessential Cory cat. Everybody should have an albino Aenea herd at some point. Nice little herding fish. And that's that for that box. Should have some shrimp and some feeders. Got ghost shrimp back in. We've been out of those. Got a bunch of Amano shrimp. A couple other fun, cool stuff in this box. First up is shrimp. These are regular old cherry shrimp, it looks like. Got in a big batch of Bloody Marys on a private party deal earlier this week, so we got a restock on those guys. And I got some goldfish on this order. Here's a couple of them. Thinking that the 4 inch is a little bit overstated here. I think there might be closer to 3 inch, but nice body shape on these, nice big wings for those goldfish, except for the moor that doesn't. Also got some axolotls. These guys said they're a copper, and sure enough, one look, first one I looked at looked more gold flecked, but these two here are pretty coppery, so very pretty. Gotta like some axolotls, babies. More shrimp. These are the red crystal shrimp. Looks like one didn't make the trip, but overall they look pretty good. One of them's even buried, maybe. Next is, oh, there's that other goldfish. Looks like he ran out of air. We'll have to get that cut open pretty quick. Hate it when the bag gets squished like that. Next, more shrimp. These are Amano shrimp, the regular sized Amanos. Looked in there and we were actually out, so I had to replace those. And here's the extra large version, so a little bit of difference there. Size is definitely does matter when talking about Amano shrimp. And not to be outdone, we have another size too. Those are the largest. So 3 sizes of Amano shrimp in this week. Here's those ghost shrimp I promised you. Looks like they did reasonably well this week. At least some of them did. We'll see how they do. And the last but not least is some red Riley shrimp. I like that little stripe in there. And you can't unpack Riley shrimp without really jokes, because it's really how I roll. You guys all know this about me by now. Another box. Let's see if we got anything fun. Looks like we got some black rams. Ordered electric blues too, got back ordered on those, but we get hit. The black rams came in, and if they hold up, those are awfully gorgeous fish, even though they're a little on the spendy side. Also some guppies. That's a big batch of female guppies. Nice variety pack there of female guppies. Should have some frogs. There are some regular old brown frogs. Nice size on those guys. And some tetras. These are the red Von Rios. We also have been carrying the orange, but I realized I was out of the red Von Rio, so we got some more of those in. Pea puffers. Restock on those guys. Last batch came in really tiny. These guys have a little more size to them, so very good. We'll keep those fat like that, and away we go with that. Next is feeder guppies. Actually got some color to them. This might be if they're born in, the ones we get out of Florida typically are just white, but there's some you can get out of Asia that are less white. That's some kind of nearite. I'm betting it's stripy nearites. Ordered stripes and spots this week. More frogs. That's the albinos. They're not as white as they come in sometimes, but they have nice fat bellies, so I'm happy with that. And more guppies. Got a whole variety of male guppies this week. I was a little clamped on a couple of those guys, but overall not too bad. More feeder guppies. We can just skip on past that. What else have we got in here? Guppies, guppies, guppies. Yuppies, yuppies. There we are. Those. Oh wow, that's really cool. Those are Dumbos, and we have those German gold tails. They were so popular last time. Got more of them. And who's this? That's the purple ones. Very cool. All right, nice group of guppies. Last thing in the box here, another bag of snails. Can't see a darn thing, but I promise me, or believe me, I promise you, they're nearites. And Daisy's blue rice fish. Haven't had those in a little while. We actually had pretty good luck hatching those out in our planted tanks, but Daisy's blue rice fish are in that Medaka group. And that's it for this week's order, guys.